Today we'll be demonstrating the cleaning process of a Fusion AP spray gun. It's important that the area in which you plan to work is clean and that all required tools are readily available. Remove the air cap. Remove the retaining ring. While holding the gun in the downward position, remove the side seal that is pointing down. This ensures that fluid does not drain back into the gun upon removal of the side seal. While keeping the gun in the downward position, remove the check valve from that side as well. With the side seal removed, keep the gun in the downward position, allowing the fluid to drain freely from the gun. Flip the gun over. Remove the side seal from the remaining side, keeping the gun in that downward position. It's important that the check valves and side seals drop onto a clean cloth and that they don't touch each other during this point, or else foam will generate on the table. Remove the check valve. Remove the fluid section. Remove the mixing chamber. With the fluid section removed, set the handle assembly aside. The side seals of the gun will need to be broken into 3 additional parts. This is done by removing the side seal from the side seal cartridge, by placing a metal pick beneath the spring through the introductory ports to pop the side seal from the side seal cartridge. The check valve disassembles into 5 pieces. Remove the filter, remove the set screw, remove the spring and check ball, remove the air bypass valve, remove the grease-zert cap, remove the grease-zert. Remove the 2 O-rings from the fluid section. The entire fluid assembly is now completely disassembled and ready to be placed into a 2-gallon bucket of stick knot. Remove the 2 O-rings from the check valve body. Further disassembly of the side seal is done by removing all 3 O-rings and readying these parts to be placed into the cleaning fluid. Remove the Teflon O-ring from the retaining ring. These items are now ready to be placed into the cleaning fluid. The handle assembly is further disassembled by removing the safety cap, removing the piston, removing the quick coupler section of the handle, From behind this, there is a spring as well as a spooling valve. The spooling valve is pushed out from the front of the gun. Remove the muffler or exhaust port of the gun handle. With the handle fully disassembled, it is now ready to be placed into the 2-gallon bucket of stick knot. Pour in just enough stick knot to sufficiently cover the gun parts and handle assembly. Whenever possible, keep a lid in place on your bucket of cleaning fluid. This will ensure that water contamination of the cleaning fluid does not occur. The use of shoe covers works as an excellent filter and can be stretched over an additional 2-gallon bucket through which the parts may be poured, the stick knot may be strained, and ready for your next gun cleaning service. After soaking the gun parts overnight, first remove the handle assembly and fluid section from the bucket of stick knot. The parts may be removed, adequately cleaned, dried, and readied for assembly. In advance of reassembly, it's important to inspect the parts and ensure that there is no remaining foam or residue. If found, and any scraping is necessary, this scraping should be done using a wooden device. No metal picks or screwdrivers should be used to scrape the internal parts of the gun. New O-rings are separated, and assembly lube is prepared for assembly. It takes no more than the shown amount of assembly lube to assemble the entire gun. It's important that you lay out the parts in an efficient manner so that reassembly is done, and at the end of assembly you can be confident and assured that all parts have been cleaned and properly installed into the gun assembly. Assemble the side seal cartridges by placing the O-rings on the side seal, inserting the spring into the cartridge housing, and then inserting the side seal into the cartridge housing as well. The 2 O-rings on the outside should be adequately lubricated but not overly. After assembling the side seal into the side seal cartridge, ensure that the side seal itself moves freely within the cartridge body. Place the check ball, spring, and set screw into the check valve assembly. Place the filter on the outside and install the 2 O-rings onto the check valve body. Install the O-ring onto the air bypass valve. O-rings should be placed onto the piston assembly of the handle. The piston should be installed into the handle. Place the O-ring onto the rear safety cap and install the rear safety cap. The mixing chamber is inserted into the handle of the gun with the nomenclature pointing up. This ensures that the B side is lined up with the B side of the fluid section and A side with the A side. Place the fluid section over the mixing chamber and install the side seals. Place on the retaining ring install the air cap, install the check valves, when installing the check valves into the fluid section, it's important not to just press firmly, as shearing of the O-ring may occur. Instead, work the check valve in a round direction until which time it freely or easily falls into place. Install the spooling valve, install the spring, and the quick coupler fitting. Lastly, install the exhaust port on the bottom of the handle assembly. Any remaining grease can be used to coat the outside of the gun. The gun is ready to be installed onto the hose section, and spraying may commence. One available tip for overnight storage of the gun is after parking has occurred, the gun has been adequately greased, and the mixing chamber has already been cleaned. Dip your drill bit into a container of stick knot, place it into the mixing chamber, and disperse that stick knot onto the interior of that mixing chamber. Do this 2 to 3 times and let it rest overnight. Upon introducing air in the following morning, the remaining residual film from inside of the mixing chamber will purge from the gun, giving you a factory fresh condition. For additional tips and tricks, contact your JM Field Technical Representative or visit jm.com.